Welcome to another Sunday WOAY ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to community leaders and local success stories to discuss important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. I'm your host, Brandy Lawrence, and once again, we're joined by another distinguished guest, Andrew Atkins, who is a musician, a luthier, and the founder of the Fayetteville's Songwriters Festival, joins us today to talk about the upcoming festival coming up on February 20th through the 22nd.
Yeah, February 20th through the 22nd.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm kind of stumbling on my words this morning.
That's all right. It's early.
But yeah, it definitely is. But can you tell us about the festival and what was the inspiration behind it?
The festival started about 6 years ago. There was a place in Fayetteville called Coda Mountain Academy, and my son was taking classes there and really loved it, and I just really loved what they were doing for the community, so I decided that I wanted to raise money for Coda, so I started the Fayetteville Songwriter Festival, and we took all the proceeds and donated it to Coda, and then it just went so well we just decided to continue it.
Awesome, awesome.
So this is our 6th year. We missed 2021 for the pandemic, but that was it. So we're back strong.
Well, we're glad to have you back. Yeah. And I see that this festival takes place all throughout Fayetteville. There's music all over the place.
Yeah, so it starts Thursday night at the Love Hope Arts Center with what we call WIP. It's Works in Progress. People can come and sing songs they're working on, and it's a really cool, really intimate environment. There's no PA system. Everybody just sits around this big, old, beautiful church and shares stories and songs and poems and all that. And then Friday at Love Hope, we'll have a songwriter in the round with 4 really great songwriters with an after party in town at Southside Junction. And then Saturday, there's music all day. Starts at noon and goes until they kick us out. So at different venues, Lost Appalachia, there's a yoga studio that will have music, and then Southside Junction as well.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's really nice that it seems like the local businesses were really gung-ho for this, and they are enjoying it as well.
Yeah, the local businesses around Fayetteville have been very supportive, not only in offering their venue to have music, but also we have some great sponsors in town that have contributed money to help us kind of offset the cost of paying for posters and food and musicians and stuff like that. So Fayetteville has been very supportive and embraced the Songwriter Festival. Well,
shout out to Fayetteville and all the fun stuff that they're doing. It seems like they always have something cool going on, so this is right up their alley, and it's really awesome that you could bring this to the area. I don't think a lot of people know that we have a lot of musicians, a lot of singers and songwriters, right in Southern Appalachia.
Absolutely, and it was very easy to put this festival together in that sense because there's just so many great songwriters and singers around. And I used to do it all by myself. Now I have a board that does it, so I'm just here to do stuff like this. I don't really do anything else except promote it, and all through West Virginia. Now we have acts coming from all over the country. We had acts as far as Alabama and Arizona come in last year, and so it's people donate their time. Musicians donate their time because it's a cause they believe in, and that's the cool thing. And so it's super easy in West Virginia to find a great songwriter. And that's what I do, and I've always loved songwriting, and so I've just made a lot of friends who are songwriters, and next thing you know, we just all get together and have a festival.
Awesome. So as a songwriter, what is kind of the process for you, or writing a song, or is it just kind of inspiration strikes and you're like, hey, I need a pen?
Yeah. All of that. Yeah, I mean, songs come in different ways for different people. Some people have this process and others have a completely different process. For me, I'll get an idea, and then it'll just be stream of consciousness kind of thing, to where my brain will not stop until that song is finished. Sometimes it's with an instrument, or sometimes I write all the words and then get an instrument, or sometimes I get stuck and I have to get an instrument to kind of flush it out. But everybody has a different process of writing songs, and none of them are wrong. You know, everybody has their own thing. So for me, I'll get an idea and I'll start writing in my head, and then immediately try to sit down with a musical instrument and kind of flush them out together. And I don't write anything down on paper. A lot of writers will. I don't write anything down on paper because if I write it down on paper, then I'll forget the song. So if I just keep working it in my head and working it in my head and working it in my head, by the time the song's finished, it's just stuck in my head forever. And I've written songs with people who they have tons of papers laid out in front of them, and they're scratching things out and they're writing and taking notes. And so, yeah, everybody has their own process, and no one is wrong.
Yeah. It'd be really interesting to, see you all together at the festival, just kind of like exchanging, well, I write down my stuff. And they're like, well, I'll, just work it out the way that I do. I was like, that'll be really cool to see the creative process. And
I've taught songwriter clinics before at different festivals. And when I teach a songwriter clinic, that's what I literally tell people is just like, you're not crazy. It's just your process, and everybody kind of develops their own way, and it's always interesting, especially when you're trying to write songs with other people. Sometimes your processes jive and sometimes they don't. So sometimes you'll leave a writing session with somebody and have a great song, and sometimes you'll leave a writing session with someone like we got nothing.
It just don't mesh. But
that's right.
I guess you just got to kind of find your way around that.
Absolutely.
The creative process, if you will.
Yeah.
So in addition to being a musician, you also create instruments as well.
Yeah, I'm a luthier. I build custom guitars and mandolins, banjos, fiddles, whatever. But yeah, I specialize in acoustic guitars mostly.
So did you start as a musician, or did you start, with the instruments, or is it kind of like a both type thing?
Yeah, well, I started playing and writing, and when I was in college, I started really writing a lot of songs. And then when I got out of college, I decided I wanted to kind of pursue it, and a career being on stage as well and touring. And I just didn't have a really good guitar. And I said, I want a really good guitar. And I started shopping for a really good guitar, and they're very expensive. And I didn't have any money. So I decided instead of spending a bunch of money, instead of spending $2,500 on a guitar, I would spend tens of thousands of dollars on tools and wood and learn how to build guitars. So, but the reasoning wasn't very strong. But so I just started learning how to build guitars and doing that. And I've done that since 2001. Yeah.
Well, I say the investment was worth it, because, even if you just happen upon a guitar somewhere and you're like, oh, well, it's a little shoddy, but it could do some work. I know how to do it. So. Yeah.
I play a $50 guitar that I've rebuilt 10 times because, it's from the 30s and it was smashed and broken and all of that sort of thing. So having that knowledge has certainly helped me because I still can't really afford a $2,500 guitar, so I just fix the old ones or build a new one.
Well, I think that's a great workaround.
Yeah.
So,
there's a lot of luthiers in West Virginia too. A lot of really great luthiers in West Virginia. It's people always talk about how it's a lost art, but when you get into rural Appalachia, there are tons of instrument builders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't think a lot of people realize this is a musical place, like all across the board. Like even if you're just outside in nature, hear the birds singing, hear the nature, but then you go into Fayetteville and you hear songwriters and original songs all over the place. So you can find it wherever. And speaking of the festival, how can people help out? You need any volunteers, or are you all still looking for musicians, or is there anything that we can do?
Well, the festival's already been booked. We book about every September, so next year, if you're listening to this and you're interested in playing, you can contact us. Around September is when we start the booking process. People can help. You can just come to town, spend money, eat at the local restaurants in Fayetteville. Call your friends, tell them to come in. You can get tickets at Lost Appalachia in Fayetteville and on their website as well. So just support the festival and help it grow so we can continue to raise money for different organizations around Fayetteville and Fayette County and West Virginia as a whole.
Absolutely. Well, guys, that's easy enough. Go out and have a good time. That's it. That's all you got to do. Go out and have a good time. And that's easy to do in Fayetteville, especially if you're looking for something to eat.
Yeah, great food. And all we're asking you to do is come listen to music all day.
All you got to do. I feel like that's an easy task.
Absolutely.
I would love that. So we're about a couple minutes out from our first break, but before we go, do you mind plugging that contact information so people know how to get in touch with you and know where to go to get tickets?
Well, on Facebook, there's the Fayetteville Songwriter Festival Facebook page. You can go there. There's links there. Lost Appalachia is where you will purchase tickets. And my website, andrewadkinswv.com, should lead you to that as well. And so, or if you're in town, just stop by Lost Appalachia and purchase your tickets there. At the Love Hope Art Center, which is where Friday night and Saturday night is, there is a threat for Saturday night, certainly, to sell out. So that's Billy Matheny and myself will be playing that show. So, and like I said, there's a good chance it'll sell out. So if you want to see Saturday night show, definitely head out and get tickets to Lost Appalachia or come into town and buy them. So now the music all day around Fayetteville, that doesn't sell out. Those are, you can walk around to any venues and we just take donations for those. But if you want to see the Friday night and the Saturday night show, you will need tickets.
Awesome. So if you want to get those tickets, get to lostappalachia.com and get those, or go to Lost Appalachia in Fayetteville in person and you can go buy them. But thank you. And thank you all. Make sure you come back after the break. I'll be speaking more with Andrew Adkins about the upcoming Songwriters Festival. I'm here with Andrew Adkins and we're talking about the upcoming Songwriters Festival. Now, this is the 6th year.
Yeah.
And in the past, what have you seen the community's feedback in regards to your festival and all this wonderful stuff you're bringing to Fayetteville?
Well, so far the community has really responded in a positive way, and it's because it's February. And folks have cabin fever, and it's been cold. And the cool thing about this festival is there could be 3 feet of snow, but it also could be 75 degrees, which it has been in the past. And all the venues are close, so if it's too cold, it doesn't really matter. People still are out walking around. But the community has really supported this. It helps them as well as it helps the charities that we raise money for. People are eating food, people get hotel rooms, people rent Airbnbs, and so far the community has really responded in a positive way. And last year it was even said for our Friday night or Saturday night headliner show at Love Hope Art Center, people actually were like, it felt like a family reunion, like a town family reunion, because people hadn't been going out and about, and you don't see people like you do in the summer, and so everybody showed up to that show at the Love Hope Art Center, and it really felt like a community homecoming almost.
Awesome. So it'll be great to see that on the 20th as well. You see, people that probably haven't seen each other in a while, been snowed in, things like that, get out and see each other again.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And what type of experience do you want, not only just, reoccurring festival goers, but anybody that decides to come out and is like, hey, I've never been to this festival before. I want to see what it's all about. What do you want them to take away from it?
Well, first of all, I just want them to take away how great Fayetteville is and how great West Virginia is. We get a lot of people from out of state that come in for this festival, that drive in, and I just want to show them how magnificent West Virginia is and Fayetteville is. But also, songwriting is, I don't want to say it's a forgotten art because, people have to write songs, but what you have are groups of people. There'll be 25 songwriters there, and every one of them is as good as the last. And I think that in a time where sometimes music today, in certain instances, is very kind of prefabricated, and it's a formula. What you'll have is you will see real, authentic, raw, true songwriters singing songs from their heart. They're not writing songs to be famous. They're not writing songs to be on the radio. They're writing songs because they have to, because they feel it inside of them. And that's an experience that a lot of people don't get because they just listen to the radio or they go see these popular acts, to where if you come and watch someone who does it because that's what they want to do, it's a moving thing to watch, songwriters sing from their soul. Yeah. And so I think the repeat festival goers that we get, that's what they relay to me, is they say, they can come spend a weekend hearing some of the best songs they've ever heard in their life from really true, beautiful artists, and you don't really get that a lot around anymore, because it's, you want to go to a bar and listen to this band, or you want to buy tickets to go listen to this band. It's all, this is stripped down. You're going to see, there will be bands there, but you will literally see just people sitting on a stool with a guitar singing songs from their heart.
That's really awesome as well, because we all know that the main goal of the music industry, especially the big mainstream music industry, is to make money, and sometimes in an effort to make that money, the music isn't always as authentic. Right. So you're able to, go to Fayetteville and see these people tell their stories as well.
Absolutely.
So that's really awesome.
It's a very good point. It's like you hear these authentic stories from these people, and sometimes in pop music or whatever, you don't get that. So, and that's not for everybody. So if you're sitting around going, I don't want to hear somebody sing about their dead grandpa, then go see somebody else. That's fine. But the input that we get from, like I said, festival goers that come every single year, that's their favorite part of the festival. And there are bands. There'll be after parties, and there'll be bands. We'll have a big jam Saturday night with all of us playing at the same time, and so there will be fun, and but there'll also be sitting in a chair, listening to someone pour out their heart.
Yeah. But I really think that you need both. I'm a big music lover. I'm not a good musician or anything. I'm not a singer, but I'm not a music purist either. I can enjoy some stuff that's just poppy mainstream, but right. You do resonate more sometimes when you're like, hey, I know that you wrote this from your heart and this was from a real story, so we can still hear you. But I know that you can feel it sometimes when somebody really put their heart into a song. So I love both, and I think that sometimes if you are getting a little tired with the mainstream music stream, or you're looking for new artists to listen to, this is a great opportunity to get out and see some more people.
I love both as well. Yeah. I've often stated about how I think music right now is in the best state that it's ever been. Pop music has a level of vulnerability in it that was never there before. Rock and roll is strong. Country is great. When I say that, people always think, it's not. If you don't like country music, then you're not looking hard enough, because there's some really great country music out there. Rap music is phenomenal right now. Folk music is making a huge comeback with some really great songwriters. So music right now, there's a 15-year-old kid in his parents' basement making the best record you've ever heard because of technology, and music is in a very good spot. The reason that I like to showcase songwriters is, first of all, that's what I do for a living, and that's my passion. But also, it's like we have 364 other days a year to go listen to that sort of thing. So it's just to celebrate the fact that somebody's got to write the songs.
Absolutely. And it's a big job. I don't think a lot of people realize how much how big songwriting is and how much writers really make a difference in that music. I mean, you wouldn't have the song if somebody hadn't written it. So
yeah, and also you're trying to, you write a song that resonates with you from your heart, and you hope that it resonates with someone else, and that's the whole process. You can write a song about growing up in rural Appalachia, and it resonate with someone who grew up in Nebraska or in California or New Mexico or wherever, and that's the goal, is to just kind of connect with people on that level.
And I think you all bringing in, artists from other places as well, that also helps, create those ties and those bonds between people. So I think it'll be really awesome, and expose even more people to West Virginia and Fayetteville songwriters.
Yeah.
So it'll be really awesome to see. And another question that I love to ask, it seems like the festival has a very intimate feel. Is that something that you would like to maintain, going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I would love for the festival to organically grow to the size it kind of wants to be. But we have, Lost Appalachia is one of the venues. It's a T-shirt store where he does different designs and wonderful stuff. So we can't fit 1,000 people in there, and that's what I like. If you go there, you will literally sit on a couch, and people will be all standing up, and there'll just be a songwriter in the corner. And same with the yoga studio. It's a yoga studio that we convert into a music venue, and then Southside Junction is a bar/restaurant that has a stage and stuff. But then Love Hope Art Center, which is an old church there in town, and it is very intimate. And everybody, the Songwriter in the Round on Friday night, we will actually all be sitting in a circle on chairs in the center of the floor. So everyone will be all sitting together, and the songwriters will just be in the center. They'll be the nucleus of that circle, and it gets very intimate in that way, to where you can just connect with those songwriters. And so yeah, I love that part of it, is of the intimacy of being 2 feet away from someone singing their soul out.
And then having the opportunity to maybe talk to them afterwards.
Absolutely.
And be like, hey, what was the inspiration behind this? And I really love that, or where can I follow you? And things like that. So.
And that's the cool thing about it, is, these songwriters, especially in the Songwriter in the Round, it's a storytelling type thing. So they will literally tell the story about where the song comes from, and how they wrote it and why they wrote it, and then they'll sing the song. So, and that's a really cool part about a Songwriter Festival, is just getting those type stories and learning about that person's process, or even deeper into that person's life that you may identify with, and they may sing a song about something that you experienced in your childhood as well.
And I think this, the festival is especially cool because it kind of reminds me, in the same vein of MTV used to do the strip series, where they would have artists come and they would strip it all down, or even the Tiny Desk that they do with, I believe, NPR, where you're getting to see everything stripped down, and you're getting to see the process, and sometimes they'll even explain what's going on. So it's really awesome, a really awesome thing that you all have going on, and hopefully we can continue with that going on. So you guys make sure to come to the festival.
And we do donate the money. We donate the money to different organizations, nonprofit organizations. This year we'll be donating the money to the Love Hope Art Center, who's a major contributor, because they allow us to use their venue. And in the past, we've donated the money to Dakota Mountain Academy. And then going forward, we're going to choose a different organization or charity every year, and we donate the money to that. So the ticket sales actually will go to Love Hope Art Center. We have great sponsors that have helped us offset the costs, from Pinheads here in Oak Hill, to the CVB, to Hara Law Offices, to Secret Sandwich Society. I'm forgetting someone, and I apologize. We'll put it on the internet, which ones I've forgotten. I should have written them down. But, they have contributed to where we can pay for the festival, and then all the ticket sales will go to Love Hope Art Center. Not all the ticket sales, because we still have some costs, but we will make a donation to Love Hope to help continue their nonprofit and how the great things they do for the community.
Absolutely. And they're turning out even more songwriters because I think they do the work in progress things
Yeah.
multiple times. So that'll be really great.
They do that once a month.
Awesome.
I think it's the first Thursday of each month is the works in progress. And if you haven't gone to one of those, even if you're not a poet or a songwriter or somebody that wants to read a part of a book they've written or whatever, you should go. It's really inspirational to see, especially the younger folks out there that want to be a songwriter, they want to be a poet, and they're really working hard on it. It's a really great thing. I believe it's first Thursday of each month. Absolutely. I may be wrong on that.
Well, we'll make sure we plug that in there as well. So we are about a minute or so out from ending our show. But before we go, do you mind plugging that contact information one more time so we can get you all to get those tickets?
The Lost Appalachia in Fayetteville, you can stop by there and purchase tickets, or you can go to their website, lostappalachia.com, and purchase tickets there. You do not need tickets during the day around Fayetteville. We do have donation buckets. You're more than welcome to give us a donation, but you will need tickets for the Friday night and Saturday night shows at Love Hope. Their Saturday night will probably sell out, so if you're interested in going seeing myself and William Matheny will be playing.